On June 4th, 2014, he stood in the middle of the Chicago O'Hare Airport at 8 o'clock, listening attentively to what the man at the desk had to say. The flight was going to be delayed for a second time, and he was worried he was not going to make it. How could he not make it to the celebration of the Department of Medicine that is the most important activity of the year? The time where we come together to celebrate the people who really make this space really special. People around him were very unhappy. And he was too. So he sat down and waited. At 8:35, the man came up to the desk again. Third delay. He's not going to make it. How do I explain, without being there, that this activity celebrates one of the most important missions that we have, education? John Moore understood that during World War II as dean of this school. A continuum that has gone on for centuries, it will continue to be, that we come here today to celebrate, that we wear this white coat for a reason. Who will be there to describe that? For scientists, this is like mitosis. You give your DNA, you transfer it to daughter cells, and those daughter cells go to the world to deliver what you have taught them. There's nothing more important than that. 9:15, fourth delay. How do you explain, without being there, that you're here to celebrate academic medicine? And that the importance that we have is irrelevant without understanding who came before us and who goes afterwards. He's not going to make it. Will somebody be there to tell the audience that in 1885, on this day, was the birth of Warder Clyde Alley, who studied social behavior and aggregations? He understood by looking at lower animals that they somehow cooperated with each other. Unconsciously, they cooperated with each other. He called that proto-cooperation. And he used that to begin to describe ideas and concepts about community development. How will they understand that that has implications for the community that we have developed today? Will somebody be there to tell them that on this day, on 1981, Michael Gottlieb, who was an assistant professor at UCLA, published in the newsletter for the CDC one of the first reports of an epidemic that nobody knew or cared to worry about? AIDS hadn't even been named yet. At 2 a.m., he's at home. And he goes to bed having been hugged by his two dogs, his daughter and his wife, who had stayed awake, making sure that he made it home safely. And he was still worried. It's not the first time he slept through that alarm clock. He's not going to make it. Who will explain to the audience how important he feels this is? Seniors will stand up. Internists, med-peds, fellows will come up here. Faculty will come to receive some awards. He has not met all of them. He has not been able to find the time in his busy schedule to sit down for 15 minutes to have a cup of coffee with each and every one of these people last year. How will they know that he is proud? How will they know? At 8:05, he stands to the podium, and as he's done for 5 years, he says, "Good morning, welcome to the Department of Medicine Ground Rounds." Today we have the Ground Rounds Special Edition. We have Awards Day. You must know how important this is by now. And I'm going to start very quickly because this always becomes a little rush. There's so many people to thank, so many people to celebrate, so many people who we want to see their faces up here so that we can applaud and acknowledge their accomplishments. And so I'm going to get to it. And before I introduce our MC of the day, I'm going to introduce the first award that we do every year, which is the award for best attendance highest attendance to grand rounds, to the resident and faculty. You know how important it is for me that you be here every Thursday at 8 o'clock for the very reasons that I just mentioned just 10 minutes ago, for the reasons he was worried not to be here. And so the person with the highest, and many of you can probably predict this, with highest attendance to grand rounds is Dr. Forrest Arnold. You stay there. The second person is the resident with the highest attendance to grand rounds. Residents sometimes think that they're so busy that they don't need to be here. We need to enforce that they be here because of everything we just said. It's not just about knowledge. It's about understanding a sense of community and family in all we do. And that person who understands this, I'm sure, is Sarah Reed. Where is Sarah? Who is working diligently, and hopefully she understands what I just said. Okay? And now I'm going to introduce to you Jen Cook, who's going to be the MC for today. Where is Jen? She's right here. And Forrest, you're going to come with me because what we're going to do is Jen's going to introduce some people. They're going to be very diligent and very efficient in their delivery, and we're going to move that way. I'm going to take some pictures that day while this is happening here. Forrest, move on.
All right, thanks, Jesse. Thanks, everybody, for coming today. If you're thinking that Dr. Casper looks different this year, that's because this is my 5th day on the job, and so I had the honor of presenting the awards today. So like Dr. Roman mentioned, we are going to try to keep things a little bit short and sweet and get everybody through. When your name is called, please come up and accept your award and then head right over to that corner to have your picture taken with him. So I'm going to start here today with the awards given by the Internal Medicine Residency Training Program. And every year we start with our in-training exam awards. This award is generally sponsored each year by one of our community physicians, Dr. Mary Berry. She established this award in 1997, and this is to recognize the intern with the highest score on the exam, as well as the PGY2 and PGY3 residents who show the largest improvement in their scores from the prior year. I'm happy to announce this year's awardees, so when I call your name, please come forward. For the PGY1 with the highest score on the ITE, the award goes to Dr. Zishan Hussain. For the PGY2 with the most improved ITE score, the award will go to 2 residents who tied for this honor, Drs. Ryan Hogenkamp and Vivek Master. I'll accept that honor in their absence. For the PGY3 with the most improved ITE score, the award goes to Dr. Matt Woodford. I'm getting lots of awards this year. In addition, we wish to honor the residents in the 2nd and 3rd years of residency who received the highest score in their class on the ITE. And for the PGY2 class, recognition goes to a resident who is on vacation right now, so we'll clap in his absence, Dr. Udit Chadha. For the PGY3 class, recognition goes to 3 residents who tied for the highest score, Dr. Sam Krishnamurthy, Tanya Shoab, and Robin Singh. We would also like to recognize the divisions representing the areas in which the residents scored the highest on the ITE and the division for whom the score was most improved. We view this as a reflection of your outstanding efforts to teach our residents, and thank you for your dedication. The award for the division with the highest score represented on the ITE goes to geriatrics. And the award for the division with the most improved score on the ITE goes to hematology oncology. Similarly, let's recognize the highest and most improved subject areas on the most recent ABIM exam taken by last year's graduated residents. The award for the division with the highest score represented on the board exam goes to pulmonary critical care. And the award for the division with the most improved score on the ABIM exam goes to rheumatology. We have a rheumatologist in the house. All right. All right. Our next awards are the Excellence in Teaching Awards. These awards go to the division, faculty member, and fellow who are chosen by the internal medicine house staff for demonstrating excellence in teaching. This year, the residents have chosen to honor the Division of General Internal Medicine for excellence in education. You had to come up there? Next, we have our faculty member chosen by the residents for excellence in teaching. This faculty member is known for his kind and caring demeanor, which creates a positive learning environment in the stressful setting of the ICU. Congratulations go to Dr. Rodrigo Cavalazzi. Is Rodrigo here? He must be in the ICU right now. I'm happy to report that the fellow chosen for the award for excellence in teaching completed his residency training right here at U of L. He was an excellent resident, and it does not surprise me at all that he's now being recognized for teaching in his role as a cardiology fellow. The award goes to Ziad Al-Nabki. They're making it easy this year for me to go fast. We'll now recognize a few of our residents for their outstanding work. The interns are asked to select the PGY2 resident who best exemplifies excellence in teaching. The winner of this year's Outstanding Teaching Resident Award is known for his strong medical knowledge base and the ability to effectively teach this information to others. I hope to find one day that he has become my colleague on our faculty. Congratulations go to Justin Kingery. The award for the most professional resident is chosen by the house staff for the graduating resident who most consistently demonstrates professionalism. This year's resident has been known for consistently reminding us all what it means to work hard and have integrity in all that we do. In this case, I feel very fortunate to say that he will be my colleague on faculty in the coming year, and I'm sure will continue to set an excellent example for our residents. The award goes to Dr. Aman Gotra. This year's Outstanding Senior Resident Award goes to a very deserving resident. His peers have chosen him for his outstanding clinical acumen, his professionalism, and his good humor in the face of stressful situations. I dare say that this young physician will someday be dubbed a triple threat in the areas of clinical service, education, and research. And those of you who know him well know that his dance moves aren't too shabby either. I'm proud to present this award to Dr. Alan Kerr. I'll now ask Dr. Ray Knight to come forward to present the award for resident performance in the community setting.
Keep things moving. I tried to have her do it, but she wanted me to speak. Sometimes this is a difficult award to decide who to give. I have to decide what criteria, and then there's years in which it's just no question. Udit Chadha gets the award. It's a cash award, originally conceived as a subscription to Up to Date before you all supplied that, but it's roughly that amount, and he'll get a check in the mail.
I think Udit's going to wish that he took a vacation at a different time. We'll now ask one of our outgoing chief residents, Dr. Anna Burke, to come forward to present the award for quality and safety.
Hello. Participation by residency programs in quality and safety has becoming an increasing focus by the ACGME and by hospital administration. I created this award to highlight a resident that consistently recognized the importance of participating in improving our system, from providing M&M cases to filling out a PSN. That is for all the residents. This year, I chose a resident who consistently found time to take cases and provide them to me, and was always very focused on the importance of quality improvement. This award goes to Steve Richards.
And we'd like to thank Anna for establishing that award. That award will be given yearly. So. It's now time to recognize our residents who will be leaving us this year. First, I'd like to recognize our preliminary interns who work tirelessly to give our patients excellent care and learn as much as they can before moving on to their categorical programs. This year's group has been an especially reliable, consistent, and hardworking one, and we'd like to sincerely thank them. If any of you are here today, please stand in place when your name is called, and we'll hold our applause until the end. Our prelim residents this year are Tuppen Averell, Neurology, U of L; Alex Bajorek, PM&R, Harvard Spalding; Mohammed Bilal, Neurology, U of L; Emily Boyd, PM&R, Emory; Thomas Britt, Radiology, MUSC; Gaurav Diggy, Neurology, U of L; Ryan Cruz, PM&R, Mayo Clinic; Emily McKenzie, Dermatology, U of L; Lara Newman, Ophthalmology, U of L; Abhinav Ori, Neurology, Hahnemann Drexel; Alec Richardson, Diagnostic Radiology, U of L; Garrett Roney, Anesthesiology, West Penn Allegheny; Robert Skaggs, Dermatology, U of L; Jennifer Thomas, PM&R, U of L; and Matthew Thurman, Radiation Oncology, U of L. Let's give them a big round of applause. At this time, I'll recognize our graduating internal medicine residents. This is always a bittersweet moment for us as program directors. Graduates, please come forward as your name is called, and we'll hold applause until the end. And also remember that due to the logistics of this room, you come up here, and we're going to give you a big round of applause, but then we'll have you be seated and meet us in the lobby immediately following the ceremony, at which point we'll take your group photo with Dr. Casper. So here are our categorical residents who are graduating this year. Leslie Bevan, Infectious Diseases Fellowship, U of L. Nirman Bhatia, Cardiovascular Medicine Fellowship, Vanderbilt. Rahel Bosson, Faculty, U of L, Division of Infectious Diseases, Refugee Health. Zerna Daya, Hospitalist, Reston Hospital Center, Virginia. Beth Dicken, Hospitalist, Riverside Hospital, Columbus, Ohio. Louisa Franco, Nephrology Fellowship, U of L. Aman Gotra, Hospitalist, VA Medical Center and Heart Failure Research, U of L. Matt Haney, Hospital Medicine Attending, Emory and Morehouse Universities and VA Medical Center. Alan Jackson, hospitalist, Louisville Hospitalist Associates, Baptist East. Ami Joglekar, Rheumatology Fellowship, Vanderbilt University. Shannon Kaufman, Primary Care, Ohio Health Physicians, Columbus. Alan Kerr, Internal Medicine Chief Resident, U of L. Sam Krishnamurthy, Nephrology Fellowship, Washington University, St. Louis. Torsten Leuker, Cardiology Fellowship, Johns Hopkins University. Melissa McCarr, Internal Medicine Chief Resident, University of Louisville. Russ McCracken, Hospitalist, Louisville Hospitalist Associates, Baptist East. Ishan Mehta, Internal Medicine Chief Resident, U of L. John Obert, Gastroenterology Fellowship, U of L. Olga Pinkston, Emergency Medicine, VA Medical Center, Louisville. Tak Puthwala, Hospitalist, Rhode Island Hospital, Providence, Rhode Island. Steve Richards, Hospitalist, Louisville Hospitalist Associates, Baptist East. Joey Sandu, Hospitalist, Louisville Hospitalist Associates, Baptist East. Tanya Shoab, Medicine Consultant, Acute Rehab Facility, Bowling Green. Robin Singh, Cardiology Fellowship, University of South Florida, Tampa. And Matthew Woodford, Pulmonary Critical Care, Thomas Jefferson University, Philadelphia. Let's give these guys a big round of applause. You may now be seated, and don't forget to join us in the lobby afterward. I would now like to ask our three chief residents to come stand up here so I can embarrass you for just a moment. So Michael Scott, Anna Burke, and Mona Taylor, if you're here, please come join me. Dr. Casper will be recognizing each of the chiefs individually tomorrow at our graduation, but I can't resist saying a few words about this amazing group of people. They have frequently put the needs of the residency program above their own this academic year. They've been reliable, kind, tough, helpful, and really fun to work with. As our education chief, Michael has been in charge of our didactics and has helped us revamp our journal club experience. And he will continue to be a rock star at Northwestern, where he will be a pulmonary critical care fellow. Anna has made great strides in elevating the importance and effectiveness of the chief position in charge of quality improvement, and she's a perfect fit for her role on faculty at the University of Michigan. And Mona has been a leader for our residents and has shown that it is possible to survive a year as scheduling chief with grace. Somehow, we have managed not to scare her off, and I'm elated to say she will be joining our faculty as an academic general internist and as associate clerkship director. Thank you all for everything, and let's give these guys a big round of applause. We're now going to recognize the graduates of the MedPeds residency program. Is that you? Or Laura? You. Dr. Chris Sweeney.
Thanks, Jen. So we have 5 graduates. Hopefully some of them are here today to recognize. Our first graduate is Amanda Chisholm. Amanda will be going back close to home in Vine Grove, Kentucky to practice traditional MedPeds, inpatient and outpatient. Amanda? Yes, we're a small group, so we'll just all stay up here, and Laura, why don't you come up too? Our second graduate is Steve Dinitz. Steve will be entering an allergy immunology fellowship at the Medical College of Georgia. Steve? Our third graduate is Bertina Lynn. Bertina will be staying here in Louisville at least for the foreseeable future. She hasn't established what she'll be doing yet. Damon Mayes is our fourth graduate. Damon will be going to Ann Arbor, where his wife has a research position at the University of Michigan. And then our last graduate is Lena Sandifer. Lena is going back towards home in South Carolina to Pawleys Island. So, Lena.
Thank you, Chris. Barb Casper will now present the awards from the Division of General Internal Medicine, Palliative Medicine, and Medical Education, followed by the presentation of the Graduating Palliative Medicine Fellow by Dr. Lori Earnshaw.
Thank you. I'm very pleased and thank all the residents for the nice award for our division. Obviously, we emphasize teaching here, so I want to recognize two of our faculty members who have been identified by the residents as outstanding teachers. The first award goes to the best teacher in the ambulatory setting, and a couple of things that describe this person are that he is compassionate, enthusiastic, teaches and reinforces what he teaches, not afraid to challenge the residents or to be challenged himself, is up to date, practices evidence-based medicine, and generally makes a clinic a happier place, which sometimes is a difficult thing to do in the AIM clinic. And he has been identified as the life of the AIM clinic. I'm very pleased to present this award for the best teacher in the ambulatory setting to Dr. Michael Stillman. We also want to, our division sort of divides its teachings into the inpatient and the outpatient, and we also want to recognize the teacher that the residents identified as the best teacher in the inpatient setting. Some of the comments were this person creates a respectful and an incredible learning environment, teaches constantly even when things are busy, and does it at an appropriate level for the learner, provides autonomy with appropriate oversight, is intelligent, hardworking, and every resident, this is one person said, every resident should work with him at least once during their residency. And one of the best compliments, I think, is that several people commented that they wanted to aspire to be this person. And I'm very pleased to present this award this year to one of our junior faculty members, Dr. Clay Smith. I'd like to invite Dr. Lori Earnshaw to come forward to present the Palliative Medicine Fellow.
Right. Well, I just wanted to say a few things about Nina James, who's our graduating fellow, who's actually a rheumatologist and came our way to do palliative medicine training. And I just have to say that you provide some of the best patient care that I've ever seen, and she's one of our best communicators we've ever seen come through the fellowship. So we're delighted that she'll be staying here in this community. She has had not decided where she's going to go yet, but we're so happy to have you stay here in this community, Nina. So thank you so much.
Next, we'll have the Division of Cardiovascular Medicine. Drs. Boli, Hirsch, and Ikram will be presenting these awards.
Anyway, we just mentioned. So good morning. It's my pleasure today to present the Research Fellow of the Year Award. So every year we recognize a fellow in cardiovascular medicine who has distinguished himself for his or her commitment to research. We have two fellows that usually every year commit 2 years to research. And this year we are very pleased to recognize Dr. Matt Keith as the Research Fellow of the Year. Is he here? He's probably working in the lab. But Matt is absolutely outstanding. First of all, he's the only fellow in 20 years who has committed not 2 but 3 years to research, which is a clear and eloquent testimony to his unwavering commitment to academia. And secondly, he has performed innovative, creative, and cutting-edge research in discovering a new type of stem cell in the heart and has shown incredible dedication, working very hard. As you can see, he's not even here to receive his award because he's working in the lab. So we will probably withhold the award until he attends grand rounds for 6 months in a row next year. But he is definitely a rising star. The next award is the Faculty of the Year, and this sounds like a recording because, once again, the winner is Dr. Marcus Stoddard, who, I don't know if Marcus is here. So we will rename this award the Stoddard Award because now it's the 3rd year in a row, right? At least the 3rd year, maybe 4th or 5th year that Marcus wins the award. So Marcus is every year recognized as the best teacher by the fellows and the residents. He has one of the highest RVU numbers in the department. It's probably in the world. That's right. It's 5 digits, right? It's 6 digits numbers. It's incredible. But he has really epitomizes the academic faculty in terms of teaching, excellence in patient care, and involvement in research. So thank you, Marcus, for your contributions.
We should probably take a photo with him.
Yeah.
So thank you to the residents for voting for Ziad El-Nabki as well for the Teaching of the Year for the Fellows. Our Outstanding Clinical Fellow of the Year, I'm not sure if he's here, is Andre Saad. Hey, Andre. We want to recognize the fellows that are graduating. There are 6 from the General Fellowship. Martin Espinosa, who was a resident here, will be on for an Electrophysiology Fellowship here. John Loughran will be joining our faculty as a general cardiologist. Praful Raheja will be staying on as an interventional for fellowship here. Amar Raymond will also be staying for interventional. Sam Safo will be doing interventional, there's a theme here, at Brown in Providence, Rhode Island. And Aravind Shaker will be doing interventional in New Jersey at Beth Israel. People are going to start thinking, people may think that we're working them a little too hard. Is Sohail here? Sohail's probably in the lab with those people I just mentioned. His fellow is Harsha Nagarjaro, and he's going to Mississippi. And Khaled Shatila, who is a general fellow here, is a heart failure. The first fellow to graduate from our heart failure fellowship. I don't see Kelly McCants here to announce that, but anyway, we'd like to salute all of them. Thank you.
And is Dr. Winters here to come present the Endocrine Fellow?
Thank you very much. So completing the Endocrine Fellowship this year is Dr. Dragana Josic, who is from Bosnia and came to us from Monmouth Medical Center in New Jersey and has become an excellent and caring endocrinologist. And of course, she's the winner of the Outstanding Clinical Fellow Award. And Dr. Jokic will be returning to Freehold, New Jersey in the practice of endocrinology, metabolism, and diabetes.
Thank you. And we'll now call up Dr. Per Julie to present the GI Fellows and Awards.
So we've got a group of 4 great fellows that are graduating this year. They've worked really hard, really great fellows. It's been a joy to see them mature from budding gastroenterologists to very competent doctors. Dr. Joey Warren, can you come up? Dr. Warren is going to go into private practice in Northern Kentucky. Dr. Kirshner, Nicole Kirshner. Dr. Kirshner is going to go to Colorado into private practice. Dr. Laura Smart. Dr. Smart is a glutton for punishment. She wants to do an extra year of fellowship. She's going to go to Ohio State for a transplant hepatology fellowship. And Dr. Abby Stocker. And looks like Abby is... It's our great pleasure that Abby has decided to stay on in faculty, and it's going to be a real pleasure to have her as our colleague. So, strong work, guys. Good luck with your career. And I would also like to take this opportunity to announce our Teacher of the Year. We have a long tradition of the fellows nominating the Teacher of the Year. And just like Dr. Stoddard in cardiology, our world-famous hepatologist, gastroenterologist, this year, as many years in the past, goes to Dr. Luis Marzano. A lot of fellows, and like myself, I did fellowship here, aspired to be like Dr. Marzano, great clinician, great educator. Thank you, Dr. Marzano, for all you do. Thank you.
I believe that Dr. Clucker is here to come present the graduating fellows for medical oncology hematology.
Good morning. I'm very proud to present the 3 graduating fellows. Namita, John, Nisha, you want to come up here? This year has been an exceptionally good year for the program director in Hemonc. 3 gifted clinicians, and Namita won the research award. Dr. Biniak will go to Illinois, practice in private practice. Aisha will also go into private practice in Virginia and join her big family there. She's a gifted, very effective clinician, and we're glad to have John, Dr. Chow, stay here with us in the bone marrow transplant program. Thank you.
I'll ask Dr. Nyack to come forward for Division of Nephrology.
Hi, it's my pleasure to announce the nephrology fellows for this year. It's been an amazing batch of fellows, and I'm really proud to announce the graduation. We'll start off with Dr. Aditya Bhatia, my chief fellow, extremely conscientious, professional fellow who I will truly miss. And he will be going to private practice in Alabama. And I guess he's not here, but... Dr. Ayash, who will be joining private practice in Indianapolis as well. Dr. Patel, who will be going to Delaware and start a new life there with a new wife and a new job. Congratulations. Dr. Hamid Isman, who will actually be joining faculty over here in nephrology, will be, and we are very proud to have her. I'm afraid she's not here. This has been a sort of crazy week for our nephrology fellows. They're all ready to move on. So I have just one fellow here. But congratulations and good luck.
Now Dr. Saad will come present awards and fellows for pulmonary, critical care, and sleep medicine.
Good morning, everyone. It's my pleasure to announce the graduating fellow. First, for pulmonary critical care, we have 3 graduating fellows this year. Unfortunately, none of them is here. They're all on vacation. But our first fellow was Dr. Karim Al-Kirsh, who served as a chief fellow came to us from New Jersey, Seton Hall University. Kareem actually won 2 awards during his fellowship. Both of them were Teacher of the Year award, including this year. And we are very pleased that he's going to stay 1 more year to do a sleep fellowship with us. And after that, he's probably going to join our faculty. Second fellow is Dr. Lakshmi Guankapalli. She came to us from New York. And Dr. Guankapalli is going to be doing her sleep fellowship at Emory University. And she did win her first award this year as Fellow of the Year in Clinical Service. She served with me, and I was very fortunate to work with me in the clinic, and she's outstanding fellow. And our third fellow is Dr. Mona Parikh. Mona is going to be doing hyperbaric medicine fellowship at Duke, which is something exciting. There's only a few programs in the country who actually offer this fellowship, and she did extremely well. She matched with Duke, which is one of the top programs in the country. Unfortunately, all of them, as I said, are on vacation, so they're not going to be here. But we'll congratulate them and wish them all the best. And finally, I have just to announce the last award for the fellows, which is the Fellow Award in Research. And this year, this award went to Dr. Patton Thompson, and he's here. As you all know, Dr. Thompson did his residency here at the University of Louisville, and we were fortunate to have him as a fellow. He's extremely bright and talented physician, and he's serving as a chief fellow, even though that he's still in his second year. He's serving as a chief fellow this year, and he's going to stay for another chief fellow next year. And we're very pleased with his performance, and I'm very happy that he received his first award. I'm sure he's going to get more in the future. Congratulations. And finally, before I announce the Sleep Fellows, we have also an award for Teacher of the Year or Faculty Teacher of the Year. And this year award goes to Dr. Omer Gohar. And I'm not sure if he's here. He's actually one of our junior faculty as an interventional pulmonologist, and he won his first award last year in his first year, and this is his second year in a row, so I think he's going to be Dr. Stoddard in the future, and probably Dr. Marsano, or Dr. Cavalazzi, who keep getting your awards. We're very fortunate to have this caliber of physician in our program, and I'm very pleased with his performance, and congratulations to him. And then finally, our sleep graduate this year is Dr. Rahel Tefera. She's here. Oh, she's here. Come on. So Dr. Tefera came to us from Ohio State. She did her pulmonary critical care fellowship at Ohio State, and before that, she was at Howard University in Washington for her residency and matched with us for sleep. She did extremely well. I worked closely with her in the clinic for the last year. Very bright, talented. Her husband is a GI fellow here, and he's still here for another year. So she's going to stay in the area, working with Kentucky Pulmonary Associate Group at Jewish, and after that probably will look for something else, I guess. But hopefully she may consider staying in the area. Would love to have her. Congratulations.
We'll now have Dr. Charles Moore present an award for the Division of Rheumatology.
We didn't want to feel left out, so we created the Nigel Harris Award for Research Contribution. Nigel Harris is a giant of rheumatology with the Louisville connection. He is the father of antiphospholipid syndrome, basically. He didn't create it. He discovered it in the early 80s with his group in London. He came to the University of Louisville in 1987 and was on faculty at the rheumatology division until 1995. He was division chief for a couple of those years. You may be thinking to yourself, but we don't have a fellow. But actually we do. This year's award goes to Dr. Gianluca Bagnato from the University of Messina in Sicily. And I'm still unclear of the Sicilian connection myself, how Neil Roberts made this connection. But it's been very rewarding. And Gianluca was with us earlier this spring and spent several months working with Dr. Roman in his lab and working with us as well. And he's an outstanding basic and clinical researcher and quite a gentleman and very deserving. So unfortunately, we couldn't fly him from Sicily to get this award, so we'll hold it until we see him next, hopefully sooner rather than later.
And I think, do we have one more award from MedPeds before we move on to our special recognition? Dr. Bo Bailey will be presenting this award.
The Combined Internal Medicine Pediatrics Residency likes every year to honor one of the faculty members who is particularly instrumental in the education of the MedPeds residents. This year's award winner is really a model academic attending. He's very passionate about teaching and an amazing speaker, and I was just looking around to see if he's here. He's really been a mentor to a lot of our residents in the fellowship application process and has been an academic advisor for a lot of our residents. The winner this year is Dr. Gerald Lee in the Department of Allergy and Immunology. So.
Thanks, Bo. I'm going to ask Dr. Laura Workman to come forward now. We have a special recognition segment of our award ceremony this year.
Hello, everyone. I'll try to be on my tiptoes so you can hear me on the mic or pull it down a little bit. I'm short. So I'd like to take a minute to recognize Dr. Christopher Sweeney. He has served as program director for the Combined Internal Medicine and Pediatrics Residency since 2008. During his time here, he's been both a mentor and friend to many residents, students, and faculty in the MedPeds community and beyond. His love and passion for MedPeds have been evident in everything he does, and he's worked very hard to make the MedPeds program here at U of L better and better each year. He has truly dedicated himself to promoting excellence within the MedPeds residency, and I know I and many others would not be where we are if it weren't for his guidance and support. We all sincerely thank him for his time and service to the MedPeds residency, and we want to wish him well as he leaves us later this month to start his new position in Kansas City. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Laura, and thank you, Chris, for your service to us. At this time, it is my honor to try not to cry and offer special recognition to Dr. Barb Casper. I actually will say most of the sappy things I want to say for our graduation tomorrow night because I'm time limited today, so you all bring your Kleenex then. You all know her as the Internal Medicine Training Program Director because until this week, she had been in that position since 1999. It's truly rare to find a clinician educator as dedicated to a residency as Barb has been these 15 years. Barb has outlasted the average tenure of a program director by over 10 years. Under her leadership, we have seen this residency program change drastically. She has recruited students from countless medical schools never before represented at this program. And the level of academic rigor, scholarly activity, and board's passage have all elevated tremendously under her leadership. The numbers of medical students, residents, and faculty members who have benefited from her mentorship are truly endless. Barb will now continue to serve our department as Vice Chair for Education, as Division Chief of General Internal Medicine, Palliative Medicine, and Medical Education, and as an Associate Program Director for the training program. Please help me show Barb our sincerest and deepest gratitude for the leadership, caring, and devotion she has shown us all.
I won't belabor this because I know everybody has a lot to do, but thank you very much for this recognition. I have to tell you that, sorry, I do this all the time. I cannot imagine a better job, and looking around this room, there are so many of you all that I've had the opportunity to interact with, either as an educator for you, your program director, or as a colleague. And this has been just the joy of my life. It was a very difficult decision to leave it, but I am leaving you in awesome hands. Dr. Cook will take excellent care of this program, and I have no doubt that it will be ever better under her guidance. So thank you so much for everything. Thank you.
Is there anyone I've forgotten? Great. Well, this concludes our awards ceremony, except for the graduating categorical residents who are going to meet me in the lobby right now. Thank you all so much for coming. Oh, stay in your spots. I think we're going to take a group picture. Do not move. No? Stay for a minute. Sorry.
Please stay for a minute. This is the first time that we've actually accomplished this in less than 60 minutes. And because of that, I have time and the privilege. I've taken us over the limit. Okay? Now you know why this is important to me. I mean, think about it. I had the opportunity to meet a student who was the only student. When Dean Halperin brought me here for my second interview, I was to meet with the students at lunch. I was still deciding where I was going to come. He invited the students to meet with me. Only one showed up. Today, I'm saying goodbye as Met Pete. Thank you. Thank you for being there that day. Number two, I've had the opportunity to say thank you and hello. We've had the opportunity to thank Chris and Barb for everything they do. When I meet with the categorical candidates for residency, Barbara has heard this many times, but I sit there and I explain to them why this place is special. Now, I do wear my seller's hat, and of course I have to emphasize what's precious about this place, but I truly believe in it. But one of the things I tell them is that when I came here for interview in 2008 and early 2009, I wanted to look for all the aspects of an academic department, and I told people that I didn't mind building research and building clinical programs and building administrative programs, but I was not interested in building an educational program. This department better have, and needed to have, a strong educational program if I was ever to consider it. Why? Because if you go to a place that doesn't have a strong educational program, it is not a strong department, and you're not going to be able to fix that. And so I then proceed every time to look at Barb to my left and tell them the reason we have a strong program is because of people like Barbara Casper, Chris Sweeney, Jen Cook, Nancy, and all of you who sit around here, and including the trainees, who make this a very, very special place, which is the reason I'm here, and which is the reason your chair did not want to miss this activity. And because I'm still not at 9 o'clock, I'm going to leave you with one story. Now, my group in pulmonary medicine heard a little bit of this story, but I think it's important. I want all the seniors to stand up. Whoever is here, because I know that not everybody's here. And by the way, we're going to have to change that. Okay? All the seniors, where are they? Okay, why don't you come up front? Why don't you come up front? Are you that slow in rounds? So here's my story. Again, whoever heard it, sorry. But I went to the American Thoracic Society this past week, and I stepped down as chair of the RCMB assembly. And during the assembly presentation, which is mainly, it's the Assembly on Respiratory Cell and Molecular Biology. So it's a bunch of serious scientists and physician scientists and clinical investigators there. And we were holding our initiative meeting. Any of you who have been at these kind of meetings, this is the most boring thing. But one of the things we do is we celebrate junior faculty and trainees for the research that they do. And there's an organization called the Hermansky-Pudlak Foundation, which is a syndrome that affects young individuals with albinism, coagulation disorders, and pulmonary fibrosis, short half-life. And they provide a celebration or an award to somebody who does research. And this woman comes up with her award with 3 young ladies, teenagers. And she presents the award to the junior faculty and then asks for permission for these young ladies to speak. And these young ladies stand up. They can hardly reach the podium. They all have Hermansky-Pudlak syndrome. And they begin to sing in the most precious harmony that I have heard in many, many, many months. And this audience of scientists who are very serious are standing there in awe of these 3 kids, singing to them, thanking them for what they do. And at the end, they all stand up. I didn't believe what I was seeing because these people, I'd never seen them smile. Okay? It reminded them, I think, of why they were there. And after the dinner, we were asked to go back to the hotel where they had set up a room for ice cream for the doctors who wanted to be there. And I was walking to my room and I said, it's late, but I probably should go and share some ice cream with these people. And there were just a few of us there. While I'm eating my chocolate ice cream, and there were a few of us, so I could have lots of it. I looked to the corner and there are these 3 girls giggling, talking. And I was reminded of my 2 daughters. Except for one thing. My daughters have a lifetime. These kids will not live to 40 years of age. And I suddenly realized one thing. You guys are leaving here thinking you're good doctors. And you are. But I want you to remember the words that I'm going to tell you today. I was there and I realized that I wasn't there because I was a good doctor. I was there because I provided them hope. When you leave these doors today, that's what you're going to be. You can be the best doctors and educators. But one thing you cannot forget is that you're there to provide people hope. Thank you all, and have a good day.
We're really finished this time. So, graduates, we'll meet you outside in the lobby. Thanks.
Never mind. I was going to get her picture, but she wasn't here on time.